Sharon Review. So Shayla and Tamara is off to Kentucky. Do you think Anthony is going to like the surprise? So I thought Kai and Anthony, Anthony signed the paperwork, put his name on the birth certificate. I thought it was okay, so I'd like to hear from you guys. I'm surprised that Kai is not illegitimized. I thought he did because, you know what I mean? And I don't understand why is Tamira getting dragged in this mess. And Shayla is sitting down in the airport, letting Tamira know you don't have a kid. They steal my kid. And how can you steal your own kid? Yes, Anthony was wrong, in my opinion, for not letting Shayla know that he's taking the child out of the state. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. In my humble opinion, I think Anthony should have that conversation with Shayla before he takes the child out of the state. Now it looks like Shayla have all that smoke for Denisha because she's sitting down and says she as a mother allowed this. It's like says she have a beef with Denisha. For some reason, I have no idea why. Oh yes, I should have said I don't have no idea why. Why do you think Shayla is placing most of the blame on Denisha? Is it because Denisha led Shayla to apologize to her child? Hi dear Margaret, good afternoon. In Georgia, even if you're on child support and birth certificate, the man has to illegitimize the child to have rights to the child. So since me not that sensible, Margaret, can you please say illegitimize? What that mean? You have to go to court, get court documents. Although he's on this birth certificate, right? So he has to go to court, get custody of the child. Is that what you mean? Because Angelina told her, go and get your child. And which no says Shayla isn't going to show up there being smart. It means he's legally his son. Okay. So he needs to get that right. Okay, I got you. So you mean to tell me all this time Anthony didn't do that, Margaret? So he's giving this woman $14,000 a month and he hasn't done that? Wow. Do you think he's gonna do that when he gets back to Georgia? Because he's telling Delicia that Denisha that he will be angling that, and she says, I told you to angle that. You know how your baby mother is. You should have a conversation with her. And I have to agree with Denisha there. But you notice how Anthony is saying he is what you call it there? He likes her. Look how beautiful you are. Look at you. That's why I love you. So he only loved Denisha because of her looks. Boy, go sit down. But Anthony should have really talked to fairly. He should have really have that convo before he takes the child out, just for emergency purposes, just in case. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I really don't like that fact that if you're leaving, even if you have to get a letter, a note, whatever, you have to do such things, right, darling? But no. Men pays cause. Man pays, yes, but a lot of them don't know it. They want the same rights as the mother. They need to illegitimize. Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you, Margaret. You know, you always give me some nice tea, Marg. You always teach me a lot of things that I'm not aware of. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Margaret. Yeah. Yes, he should have asked her. They could have been in an accident. Exactly. So right now we'll say Shayla is right for being in her feelings, for getting upset for the dad to have her child out of the city. So do you think that called kidnapping, because Shayla is saying that he kidnapped the child? Do you think Anthony kidnapped him? Because he's with his father. And then she said she's gonna get the police. She's gonna call the police, the FBI, and I said, oh please, Shayla, get over that. You want that man to pay your rent, so be quiet. I live in Georgia. My brother went through the process, and I have gone through the child support process. Okay. Hi there, Sabrina. How are you doing? I don't think it's kidnapping. Exactly. But she said she thought her son was down the street. I know she's finding he's across the state because it takes 7 hours to get to Kentucky from Georgia. And do you agree with Tamara for tagging along with Shayla? Shouldn't Shayla just call her sister and says let both of them go, or she call her dad, say, Dad, I need your help, come with me? Why Tamara have to be in the middle of this nonsense, of this battle? I don't know about the kidnapping, but she can take him from him. But she can take, okay, yes. Yes, we know that she can take him from them, yeah. And you notice yesterday Anthony was out in the road there in the back of the car with 10,000 in his hand, walking around. He doesn't know Kentucky and he have $10,000 on him. My goodness, Anthony is really green. But you guys notice how Anthony stand up for Denisha. Yeah. You notice how he does that. He talks to Big Kai's dad and says he's your legacy. He carry your name and stuff like that. He did a good thing there. And the dad says to Anthony, if you have money, hide it from her. So there is a lot to unpack between Denisha, Anthony, the baby daddy. There's a lot. So it looks like there's going to be a court battle now before we get a divorce or a mediation. Because if Shayla take him to court, he has to show his financials. And if he shows his financial, that's going to be public record. Amber lawyer going to know that Anthony, how much Anthony actually make. And for them to give her that low figure of 100,000 and then 4,000 per month. And she has been married to him for what, 3 years now? And then you multiply that. So and Amber is actually gonna end up with I think gonna get more than that measly what they're offering her, because that is just peanuts. But I guess, as Anthony says, if you're with me, you get to spend that money. It's yours. But if you're not with me, I guess you can't get my hard-earning money. That's what he's saying there too, right? So let's see what Anthony does when he sees Shayla surprise him. I'm wondering how that situation going to be handled, really and truly. Obviously, T and Kai dad knows Denisha much better than Anthony knows Denisha. Exactly, Dolly. Hi there, Dolly. Welcome in. And Marian West. Hi there, Marian. How are you? Good evening, Sharon and everyone. Yeah, just let me sit in the backyard here and do a little live here. Yeah, went out. My feeling is all over the place with mom passing. My first stepmom. Yeah. Hi there to Tyrene. And Dolly says, hi Sharon and chat. Okay, so Kenisha says, this isn't about Kai. Shayla is bitter and wants control. If he had asked she would have said no, and then she would have called him a deadbeat for not staying home and hold on and going. Okay, so she don't want her to get going. Maureen said, "Oh, is Shayla gonna find Aunt and Denisha in that big is the biggest eggs?" Oh yes, Maureen, that's what I was gonna ask. But I asked Charmaine, and Charmaine says she would know because when you fill out paperwork, they have to tell them where Denisha mom lives, right? So Tamara would have her mom's information, but always Shayla gonna know exactly where the Airbnb is. That's another thing. Yeah, that made no sense to me, so they need to fix that part. And then Eklund says, Sharon, why are these writers want to break up the walkers? Who is the walkers, darling? And Marianne says, agree. All I know that they're throwing spaghetti on the walls to see what stick. Anthony and the dad. I think Anthony and the dad skit went up because the people wants to see how that goes. When Shayla spazzing out, people wants to see, so that's going up. Candice and Chase. Let me ask you guys something now. I have a little question to ask you guys. I don't like the fact I have to make another shorts. I have to go do another shorts, guy. I don't like how Ernestine moving. To me, it's like say Ernestine is more friend to Candice than Amber. Ernestine know about Denisha, Delicia, and Iman, and she didn't tell Amber. And then she's telling Candice, calling Candice, and telling Candice, says, look here, I went to get the Amazon box, and when I came back, guess who was in our office? Delicia. And Amber was telling her about the, oh, she's going to put a bar over there. She's going to put a glass, you know what I mean, on the wall, a mirror on the wall and stuff like that. Oh, do you guys like that? To me, she's a backstabber. It's like she's a two-faced, a pear snake is around Amber, really and truly. Pear snake, I don't like that. When I saw that yesterday and I was in my feelings, I didn't even bring it up. But today I says, you know what, maybe later when I go live, we'll we do a deep dive into that kind of behavior from Ernestine. I did not like that one bit. And she said, oh, she didn't like it at first, but then she's taking credit for it, and I just let she have that one. I don't like that. That is just not how you do somebody that you care about. And then she said, oh, and I just told Amber that Shayla is doing God's work. Shayla ain't doing no God's work. I'm going to call that God's work. Do you guys think Shayla, Delicia is doing God's work for Shayla to get her karma? I didn't like that. I don't like two-face. One thing with me, you see, guys, if I'm mad about something, I'll let you know. If I'm upset about something, I'll let you guys go know. And that's it. I will not let you know, but let you know. What I can say in front of you, I'm not going to say it back at you. Period. I'm sorry about your stepmom passing. Sending you email condolence and deep sympathy. Oh, thank you, Dolly. Maybe Shayla has his location. Oh, okay, timing, that makes sense. Okay, I agree, Kenisha. It is all about having control over Anthony. She's trying to want to break them up so she can get her back up, rich man. Well, guys, I already tell you, as we can see with Anthony has moved on. Anthony do not want nobody, he want him Denisha. So we all have to stick together. That's what we're seeing. And to me, it like says, he's telling her he loves her. I think he actually loves her outer appearance, as I've been telling you. And that's about it. And with Shayla needs to get what the duck gets. She's too controlling. She's too entitled. And Anthony deserves this. Anthony needs this karma. I know a lot of you guys want him. We all saw the nuggets on the wall says yes. It's a possibility Kai is not his. And if Kai is not his, who's the baby daddy? And in my humble opinion, I think it's RP. But I don't know if they're going to go back down that road because they still want to have Shayla attached to Anthony, the writers. You know what I mean? So we have to think outside the box too, right? So maybe they will give us that say, yes, Kai is not his, or they will continue saying Kai is his. Because at the end of the day, they're looking for numbers, right? Or should the reviewer them say that? So maybe we shouldn't, right? So what's not sticking? If it's not working, as some of them say in the live, I've seen a live, and I won't say whose, and they says if it's not working, they will switch up the storyline. So let's see. So Ernestine, all along I knew something wasn't right with Ernestine and Amber situation, because remember, Ernestine can be the one that snake Amber too. I don't trust her as far as I put her, just like Shayla. And the only person who can hurt you is the closest person to you, guys. The closest person to you. Thank you, darling. Thank you, guys. Ernestine is a snake. Can they see right through Ernestine? Yes. Yes, Sabrina. You guys are absolutely right. Kenisha said Ernestine is a snake and will be Amber's downfall. And Shayla will be Honeypot downfall. Exactly, Tanisha. When I saw Honeypot and her going down the escalator, reaching the airport, me know, me and these ear not really agree. I can't wait to go to the hairdresser for them to give me a nice shortcut and fix me up. Let it just spring back up, yeah. Ernestine is a snake and will be Amber's downfall. Yep, you're absolutely right, Kenisha. I totally agree with that. And Eklund says she only told Candice because she's the one who told her about the office. Honestly, when a person show you who they are, you should be wise. And you see, when Amber get back into her full faith, I think her discernment will come back to me. And it looks like Shayla karma it's beginning. It has begun the day when Anthony went back to his wife, right? But to see Anthony with somebody, Anthony actually move on from her, that is also her karma. And it is really delicious because she always wanted to be inside that mansion where Denisha and her son is. And she's very jealous. And it really hurt Shayla's to know that her Denisha Big Kai has a bedroom and her baby don't have his own room. So that is bothering her. What Shayla needs to focus on is to get a job. She needs to get a job. She needs to do better and take care of her own child. Stop pawning off to her sister. Well, the kid can go to the grandmother, but be more of a mother to her child than just pawning him off. And even Anthony too. Anthony always pawn him off to Amber. It was always Amber there with the baby, taking care of the baby. Where is he? Out with Ben doing whatever he wants to do, right? So at the end of the day now, we want to see what's going to unfold between Anthony and Shayla. And I hope they're going to give us a custody battle, because Denisha tell Anthony Angle that. And Anthony is telling her, oh, do you have my back? Do you have my back? And you notice how she always did? She always have that frown on her face. I have no idea why. She always frowning till eventually she's like she would have roll her eye and oh yeah, I have to have both of our backs. It's like say she can't stand him, but you know what, he has the door, so let me just play my card, right? You know what I mean? And I even pick up on the cousin too. That cousin, when he says, oh, I'll order the food, and what the cousin says, oh, we can go to, no, I don't want that food. We can go on the rooftop and whatever. I said, here comes the scammers. But the baby daddy knows her well, so the baby daddy says, hide his wallet. And he is absolutely right. We knows, but I guess Anthony will learn the hard way. And if you guys notice, they have Anthony change, because Anthony never, I'm calling a spade a spade. Anthony never has Amber back. Even before they were married, I'm calling it. I've never, to my knowledge, what I've seen. So if I'm wrong, please put it in the chat for me and be fair, guys. We would need fairness. Even when Amber was calling him out with Roe, I don't think they were married yet. You know, and I saw a skit couple months back when Charmaine sent it to me, and he was and she was checking him for Rolanda. You know what I mean? So I've never seen he does any standing up for Amber. Amber have to check him for that. And now they have, and she's been checking him all these 3.5 years of what he's been doing wrong. That he doesn't have her back, he doesn't stand for her, he doesn't uplift, you know what I mean? I know other ways him do what good for her, him marry her, blah, 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 yes, all of that. But what we are saying is that I've seen a difference in his character, and we just call a spade a spade. He's standing up for Denisha, and he never stand up for Amber. Guys, please hit the like button. We have 13 likes, 36 watching. If you're on your phone, just tap it, and then the screen will come up. You'll see the like, and you just click on that. But I don't know about anything else. I know on the computer you can just click the like button there. Yeah, because this is a live. When it's what you call it there, when it's a premiere and you try to hit the like button, you come out, you end up coming out of the premiere, went into the replay section, you know what I mean? Yeah. So back to Shayla and Anthony and Denisha. So I've seen a difference is in his character. He's standing up for her, he's putting her first. So I think this is why they should really get that divorce, in my humble opinion. Right? And I've seen Dave stand up for Amber. He's telling people, yes, he is losing money, yes. Because I guess they never do it the proper way. You know what I mean? So if you're going to start something, make sure the divorce is over and start it on a solid foundation. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I have against that relationship. They didn't start on this solid foundation. But I want Amber to be happy. And it looks like Dave is happy because he has her. And his mom says he loves her. But as we can see again, she's still married. Yes, they're legally married. And she's keep on saying that. Say, I'm married, Ernestine. I can't have stuff in my name. Even Ernestine tell her to buy a house for herself. But I really want to see what Amber does. Will she accept the house? That's all I want to know. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Will she accept? It's a beautiful house. I would live in that house, and I will be outside in that water every single day. I'll sit out there, and it's peaceful, especially when you're around water. Oh my goodness! But the stormy time now, then I have to evacuate if when flood and them something they start. She wasn't being two-faced. You mean you mean Ernestine Eklund? I do not like the fact what Ernestine says, regardless. She says, oh, Amber didn't like it, but afterwards, so I just let she have that one because I know that Amber was checking her. Amber was upset at her and tell her, says she have to help her pay the rent. So now, if say for instance, you and Amber is friends, Ernestine and Amber is friend, you're getting something, tell her about it. Say, look here, I find a little office that you can have your little thing. So what we're gonna do is to get it. This is X amount of money, and let Amber let her know. Yeah, I can. Yeah, if she wants to do it or not. Just don't listen to Candice. Tell Amber, because Amber doesn't like that. You have to talk to people when you're gonna do something, especially like you're gonna bring them in an extra expense. You know what I mean? But let me know if I'm wrong in that aspect of saying that. Yeah. So Margaret says he stood up against Darren. He's just not a confrontational man. He said his grandfather taught him different. Okay, thank you for that, Margaret. And Sabrina says as long as he's seen her while she's going through the divorce, he's going to continue to lose money. Yeah. I think they should honestly. Anyway, that's what the writer writing, and we're just watching and seeing, and we just speak on what we're seeing. And you're right. They're showing us says because of that. But I wish they had done it wait on that part. But still, they're seeing each other, but they're not take it to the next level because they want it to be done really in the do properly. You know what I mean? Considering you're coming to the marriage with Anthony, it wasn't good, and what Anthony is doing is absolutely horrible too because he's a married man and he might behave like say he's single, and then now he wants to move Denisha mom to Georgia. So I'm wondering where he's gonna put them, move them into the mansion. So now maybe the cousin is even gonna come move in the mansion too. It looks like. Because those people look like they want what you call it, they're freeloaders. Should remember God Almighty is not going to bless Anthony and Amber because God does not bless sinners. That's what me I hear, darling. That's what me I hear. That's what me I hear, darling. Because me know many people who are sinners, God bless them. So me no know. I miss them life strives. But it's when we know Sharon, when Anthony wanted to check Chase for Amber, she did not allow him. Okay. Okay, so you guys was watching it before me then. Okay. Antoinette says there's a new skit where Anthony about to pay for the whole mama's party. Okay, we'll cover that. I'm on my phone, so I'm not inside to see that. I'm just doing the live on the phone here. Yeah. I'm sitting on the backyard doing that. I'm pretty sure they aren't in a flood zone. That house is probably off the lake linear. Okay, Marian West. You always know things. You know, between you and Margaret, I can't go wrong. You guys always let me know what is what. Okay. Now, Amber nor Anthony started their relationship before their divorce are completely finalized. Yeah, you're right. Both of them. Yeah. So the both of them relationship, they're not starting them on a good solid foundation. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the only thing I'm seeing wrong with that situation. But honestly, I do not like what I'm seeing with I didn't like that things with Ernestine. That's my honest opinion, and I am gonna stand by that. I didn't like it one bit. If you're gonna say something better, you talk to Ernestine than you go, I mean, to Amber than Candice. But I guess it is what it is. And what are other things I need to touch on with you guys is that I just want to see what Shayla and Anthony gonna do next when she pull up on him and what gonna happen next with those two. And I want to see if she gonna take the baby. Will he give her the baby? Yeah. And how do you guys feel about Candice shortchanging Amanda? Amanda says she got the contractor, she got the painter, she got everything, but she only gave her $1,300. What can she do with that? It can't even pay her rent. So to me, do you think it was better if Amanda had spoken to Ernestine instead of Rhonda? Anthony has to put on a show for Denisha and her family. Ooh, so he's there gonna pay for. I knew he was gonna pay for the whole party because that's what he does. Sharon Amber should be the happy alone with her God, not with a man. All right, thank you for that. Check Chase for what? Look like Lake Sylvia. Oh, you mean where the house is on? All I know, it looks like it's on a nice ravine, eh? Or that's not a ravine, that's a lake, right? Because we have some houses right on the ravine. My house is not on the ravine. The house at the end there is on the ravine, yeah, of my street. There's a new skit, yeah. Okay, I guess I have to look at that, go inside and take a look at that for later. He stood up against Darren. When did he stood up against Darren? I can't remember. Refresh my memory. It looks like Margaret, I can't remember when Anthony stood up to Darren. Oh, you mean inside the house that one time? Okay, in the kitchen, in their house when she cooked the salty food and she telling them to eat it. She used Shauna season. uh, did she really shortchange her? It depends on how their arrangement is set up. Marian says, "Okay, I got you." Okay, because Rhonda was saying maybe she needs to, maybe she didn't tell Candice what she needed, what the contract is. Because if she's bringing in all these people to do her work, then I guess, I don't know, yeah, darling, me just, but that's why me ask you guys, did, do you think Candice shortchange Amanda? That's all I'm asking. And Marit said, that's right. And Anthony just continued to spend the marital asset now paying for the party for her mother. Yes, that is very good. Oh, the more he does that. You know what? I'm looking forward for them to have this custody battle. I hope it really get to go to court. And then his finances can be put out there, make it public knowledge in the court so Amber lawyer can get all that info. And then the peanuts that he wants to give to his wife, it's just ludicrous. $4,000 a month for 3.5 years. Come on now, Anthony. If you really check out that, 3.5 years, he make $3 million a year, and 3.5 million. How much that is? So three. So that would have been 9 million, right? 9 and something million, and then he only want to give her 100 in total for the 2 years. 196,000. No. That's not right. Any woman that feels she needs the man to be happy is diabolical. What Amber and Anthony needs is therapy and be close to God. Well, I guess they're gonna get close to God in their different relationship era. It looks like Anthony just continue to spend the marital asset. Yep. Yeah, he can continue to spend it. He can, because that will come back to bite him in the butt. Because they're showing us what he's doing, so we will see. And you know, her people them is gonna like him. Why? Because he has money. And where are they? They're not high caliber of people, so of course they're gonna love him. And he really needs. I think Anthony likes doing things for people who is low vibrational. He can't angle a high vibrational woman as his wife. That's my opinion. But right now, how do you guys feel about these two in the back there? She's taking Tamira with her in this, getting Tamira all tangled up in her business. I wonder where is Angelina. So there they are. It's a very hot day out here. And guess what, your girl wearing sweats. I'm weird. I'm feeling the heat now. The sun is shining. It's burning up. Yeah. Oh, God, by the way, this is Caravana weekend here. I haven't been to Caravana in such a long time, guys. Oh, my goodness. So I guess we'll just leave it for the young people, them. My kids, I actually took them once with a friend. Once. And that was it. And it's not like so they have any interest to go there, you know what I mean? So a lot of people at Caravana asking out and having a heap of fun, you know? Shayla is gonna fight that party up. Ooh, she gonna lit the Shayla gonna lit the party up, light it up. Wow. Must stay correct, Dolly. What is Dolly saying? Dolly says, oh, okay, I never what you said, Dolly. So Dolly says, Rhonda work on a podcast room along with Candice, and perhaps that's how Candice was paying them based on their involvement of working on the podcast. Okay, I got you. And but Amanda was stating that she got the contractors in, and you know, to help out and those things. Plus, Candice have to pay those people too, right? So, but I'm here wondering if she shortchanged her. That's all I was wondering. If you believe she was shortchanged. Marian, Amber should be happy. I don't want her to be alone either. She can have her friends and whatever, but wait until the ink dry to cross the line. But I'm happy that she's happy. And as you can see, it is what it is, you know? We just have to call a spade a spade. They're both living two separate lives, and it is what it is, yeah? At the end of the day. So kudos to Amber and Anthony. They're both happy in their outside relationship, the new relationship that they started on not a solid ground. But who am I to say? It looks like it's a solid ground in SkitLanta. You know what I mean? But they're giving us different nuggets they're throwing our way. So I'm just going to continue watching the nuggets and see what take place, because it looks like we're going to get a custody battle instead of mediation or a divorce. You know what I mean? But will it look like a fight is on between Anthony and Shayla about Kai. And I can't wait to see what unfolds. I just want to see it. Oh my goodness. All I know it's gonna be lit. One thing we know, maybe Shayla get arrested in Kentucky with her loud mouth, a loud noise. Let's see what happens. I can't wait to see Denisha, mom. But Anthony will stand up really. We have to commend him for standing up for the little boy, you know what I mean? He went there and spoke man to man and says, he's your king, you know. I was very proud of Anthony for doing that for the little guy, because it's not an easy thing to know that your father doesn't care about you, and that is very hurtful, you know. Because me growing up in a situation that no child should feel unwanted or anything like that is not a good thing. So it is good that he talks to him. And then the nice talk I find with Anthony when he said to to Big Kai, and he's very smart. I didn't even know he was 14. I thought he was 13 or 12, you know what I mean? But anyway, Anthony says last night that he's 14. And Big Kai says, what if you and my mom doesn't work out? And he says, we are going to be in each other's life forever, for a very long time. And he says, what if your mom don't work out? Anthony says, just God forbid if that does happen, I'll still be in your life. So that is really nice, you know what I mean? At least Anthony is having a bonding relationship with Big Kai. And when Denisha left him with her son yesterday, when she took her son with her and he was there with his son, we can see that Anthony was spending time with baby Kai. We haven't seen Anthony does that in a long time. It was always Amber, and now they have Shayla have a babysitter in Denisha. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I want to know, I really want to know, will Amber accept her house? That's all I want to know. And if you guys were in Amber's shoes, would you guys accept the house? Okay. Sure. Would you accept? Okay. Okay, so it says too many words. So let me just put, if you were Amber, would you accept the house? Yeah. Let me just take out the in because it was too many words, so it wouldn't take it. I would Would you accept it? All right, so we make it shorter. So let's see. So we start that poll. All right. It's a beautiful house. It is. It's a nice gift. But while you're, and the reason why, so think about it. You're legally separated, but you're still married. You're legally married too. So would you chance it pending the divorce? So think wisely before you ask, before you say that, and then vote. Sharon, I will not accept the house, Eros says. All right, thank you. Margaret says, beside, it's an illustration. He plans on borrowing against the house. La 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 la. Margaret, I didn't like the fact that he was going to borrow against it, but I'll leave that alone. Steffi Max said, yes, she would take it. Hi, Steffi. I would take the house. It's a gift. Okay. Not upset the house, Sabrina says, okay. So let's see how many of you guys. 33% says yes. And 67 of you guys says no, you wouldn't take the house. Okay. And put in the chat why you wouldn't take the house. Because you know that you're in a divorce. All right. Okay, so you can put that in the chat. So let me see about Shayla's situation now. Was Shayla correct? Was Shayla correct in going to get Kai? All right. Do you think Shayla was correct in going to Kentucky to get her son? And Eros says, Margaret Wolfman, Dave is stuck as a strict store. I'm just here watching the show. And remember, guys, that it's a skit and we're reviewing the skit. All right. So we know whatever, we're just reviewing what we're seeing. And we pick up our little nugget. The house can be given as a gift and written. Hear what Dolly says. Let's hear what Dolly says. Dolly says the house can be given as a gift and written up as a gift in the state of Georgia. Okay, we know that in the state of Georgia, but remember now, we're not going in the real thing. We're going by the SkitLanta law, right? So we have to stick with the SkitLanta law. Funny, that's both Terry and Libby were crying to the lawyers to represent them. Really, Eklund? I didn't watch. I saw the one with Libby, but I didn't watch the one with Terry. So let me know. Did Natasha said she's gonna think about it like, oh, Kendrick told Libby he will think about it. Stephanie must say, Sharon, if it was me and my husband treated me the way Anthony treated Amber, was going to have two boyfriends. Amber was going to have two boyfriends. Look here, I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying a word. I'll say it. Correct, Dolly. Just kidding. Oh, Lord, you guys are hilarious. That's all I can say. You guys are hilarious. And you know, the nicest thing is, I just love you guys. Because you guys always keep it interesting. Okay, so 22% of you says yes, she was correct. And 78% says no, she wasn't correct in going. She should just wait until he gets back into town, right? Okay, so the next one. Should Tamira get involved in this mess? Oh, wait there. Should Tamira mind her business? All right, so we finish with that. Because we know why Tamira, or maybe she's going to give her idea, Sharita, you think you have two boyfriends? I know, eh? Two boyfriends. All right. Hi there, Yolanda. How you doing? Yeah, she should mind her business. And she should move. Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. When is she gonna move out of that house? Definitely. Steffi Max said yes, Tamir should stay out of it. Exactly. That's what I was saying too. Just don't get involved in Shayla mess. Make Shayla and her family member them get in the mess and get out of. Just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. What Margaret says. Antoinette says probably she should wait because he might be put in handcuff if he comes back to Atlanta or might get put handcuff in Kentucky. You mean Anthony or Shayla will get put in? She says she don't care about mother, father, cousin, brother. I was trying to understand what she thought about there. Connect. Hi there, connect to Sir says those kids are becoming very childish. I'm wondering, who you think is writing this storyline? That's what I need to ask you guys. Oh, Lordy Lord. Just put it in the chat there. Sharon Shayla still wants Anthony. She thinks by doing what she's doing is going to bring her Anthony back to her. Shayla is a big fool. Of course she's a big dum-dum if you ask me. What Antoinette, okay, I read that already. And that poll, okay, who says this? So Connect says, hopefully Denisha will resign from the job. Oh yeah. And then Yolanda says Anthony should have told her. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. Anthony should have really, really tell the mother of his child, say, look here, I'm taking the baby out of town. We won't be back until such time. He's not asking for permission because he's actually giving her 14 G's. Just be courteous and be. I believe Christy the clown from The Simpsons writing this kid. Oh God. Curtsy. Oh, I must say Curtsy. The clown. Oh boy. Look like me I forgot to watch that show. I know, eh? Oh my goodness. I'm wondering, they're just giving us whiplash. We're getting whiplash right, left, and center. Poor Tamara. She was laying in her bed peacefully. Then the hurricane Shayla showed up. She needs to move. Of course, Tim, she needs to move. TM, Dolly says, some of these skits portray the high school and college student mindset. Yes, exactly. Like when Anthony was dancing around Denisha the night because he's happy about giving Amber 1,000 and 4,000 a month. Yeah, that was so childish to me. Yes, definitely. Connect says, hopefully Anthony will cut off her funds so she can spiral for either further. She can move in with Angelina. Exactly. Angelina have that townhouse. She can more than move into the house with her mom. If it's a townhouse, I'm not sure. Yeah. So she could move in with her mom. Because why have that house and you have extra bedroom and no, you couldn't even move your daughter in. But like how Shayla is her golden child, maybe she'll move Shayla in. And maybe they will move Tamira in. Anthony has to do is to pay 2 years rent in advance for Shayla. Oh yes, you're right. 2 years rent in advance. So remember this says, oh, Eman buy the house, right? We know that Eman give her the 50,000 to rent it for a year. But I didn't realize says he bought it and then Anthony told Angelina, no, it was rented. Because she'll say, oh, he got it in my name. I have some mom. Oh, he man got me a house in my name. I actually own something. Oh, I know Eman just cut it off. Okay, so now, did Eman do the right thing by cutting her off just like that? Should he have told her before he stopped everything? All Anthony has to do is to pay 2 months. Okay, that sounds good. 2 years? Okay, 2 years at least. You're being generous, Eklund. Some man don't say, he man don't even give 1 month. He just cut it off himself, rip that band-aid off. And Marianne says, remember, Amber told Anthony he should have taken the DNA test before changing Kai's name, but he never got and then he got upset with Amber when she suggested. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely right. I remember that, Marian West. I remember that. Anthony's worth 20 million. He can do that. Okay. Yeah, we know. Or he could buy her a house. He could buy her a 2-bedroom house. For she and Kai. And if she have any man, if the man want to move, then the man can they can sell that and upgrade themselves. But he could buy a 2-bedroom house. Zashri would really be upset with Angelina if she was to let Shayla know with her, and her own mother wouldn't let her. Zashri stayed with her when she needed help. Yes, I know. You know what, guys? I was really blown away when that happened. I was shocked. I says, my God, you have all that bedroom in the house and you could let your daughter stay with you. She have to go stay with the mistress. That didn't sit right. No, Iman didn't have to forewarn Shayla. He was cutting her off. Oh, so he didn't have to. Okay. Thank you, Marian, for that. And then Eklund says, that's Shayla real house, so she's not moving. Okay. And then yes, Iman did the right thing. He doesn't owe her a thing, and Aunt character shouldn't give her a dime more. He pays child support. I know he's giving her a lot for child support, if you ask me. So now, if Anthony take her to court, my question is to you guys, and no, she takes him to court. I'm coming out of the sun. I'm cooking long enough. They can't say me never stay in the sun and get sunburn. That says me need vitamin D. Summer was sitting down out in there. Yes. So now, guys, you tell me. So if she takes Anthony to court, right? Wouldn't Anthony, all his business will be out there for everybody to see? And then wouldn't the court requested all his financial? Wouldn't everything that Anthony owns become public knowledge? Because I'm always wondering, why is Anthony allergic to go to court? It doesn't make no sense to me. Why not? Because Amber told him. I remember Amber told him when he came back. Says, you have to get custody of the baby. And he said, him never do anything about it. But now I bet you if Denisha suggests it, because he says to Denisha, what should I do? And then she says, if you're checking me, you have to check your baby mother too. And she walk off. Right? So I want to see what is he going to do next. Yeah. For a businessman, shouldn't he have, and he's making 20 million a year, or 20, or whatever millions. His lawyer says 3 million, right? So, and I think he's making more than that because he's hiding money, right? So what if they find out that he's making more? Would they give Shayla more? Because to me, it looks like that's where it's heading. Once the court gets involved, they will start looking into Anne's finances. And Amber will see the money he's spending on not only Shayla, but Denisha also. Yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you, Margaret. Anthony is just giving her money, not child support. Okay. But I thought the money that he's giving her is for the child and herself. Shayla support is ordered through the courts. Okay, Marian, thank you. Antoinette says, I cannot wait for this party because Shayla gonna tell everybody. Do you all know he's still a married man? Ooh, I forget that part. I forget that part. Antoinette. TV is 20 million in his career earnings, not yearly. Okay, thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Margaret says hi. Okay. You guys are on top of the skit, I tell you. Yep. And Amber also tell him that he should get custody of the child. put himself on child support. I remember that and he ignored that. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I'll let you go for now. Thank you for hanging with me, and I will catch you guys in the next upload. I'll come on. I think 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I'll see. Okay. Let me go call my stepsister, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now, guys. Have a wonderful evening.